Help me tell my boss I'm not working the day he scheduled me for? I was hired 3 weeks ago, and when I was being interviewed I gave them the days and hours I am available. They told me that was fine. Well, this Friday when the schedule was posted I noticed in on for Saturday, which is one of the days I cannot work since I have a toddler. I was upset that they did this, but thought that maybe they forgot until one of the other girls said, "They do this all the time." I am trying to cover my bases with things to say that get the point across that I won't be working that shift. I am also a bit of a people pleaser, and I'm worried about giving in. If you give in even this one time, it will indicate that you are available for shifts on Saturdays no matter what you tell them. As I told you in my interview, I am unavailable Saturdays. The end. Until one of the other girls said they do this all the time. Set boundaries now. Immediately. Tell them what you told them in the interview regarding availability. I can't stress enough how important it is to stand your ground. I was clear in my interview that I'm not available on Saturdays. And when asked to find cover, tell them that's a manager's job. I stated in my interview the dates and times on which I would be available. I note from the calendar that I have been scheduled for a day on which I made clear I was unable to work. I look forward to receiving an amended schedule to address this misunderstanding. Basically, assume it's an error on their part at this stage. Yes. I know it's almost certainly deliberate, but assume they've cocked up for now. If they respond with, "You have to work the shift," reply with something like, "I was completely clear about my availability during my interview. I will not be in on Saturday." Do not attempt to justify, explain, or defend your schedule. Simply tell them, "I will not be here." They may threaten to fire you. Let them threaten all they like. If they're that desperate for staff, and if they treat people like this, they probably are. They're unlikely to shoot themselves in the foot. And if they do dispense with your services, you dodged a bullet. Respectfully, I made my availability clear before you decided to hire me. I'm simply not available to work the schedule you posted. If my availability is not something that you can work with, then I'm sorry, we both wasted our time. I had a doc appointment I made to get a vasectomy. I had to wait 8 months because only one person in my state can do it. It's 3 months away and I got a new job. Before I was hired I told them I can't work the week of that date due to a surgery. Schedule is posted with me on it that week. I mentioned how I told them this in the interview and they told me to reschedule. I just told them that I wasn't asking for those days off. Just letting them know I won't be showing up. Sent an email to my boss and BCCHR too. They figured it out and nothing happened when I got back. Lucky, I guess. You just need to put your foot down, otherwise they will walk all over you. Simply say the shift I am scheduled is outside of my availability. That's all. Nothing else. If it happens again, say something as soon as the schedule goes up. And keep saying it. As stated below by many, just inform your manager of your availability. It is not necessary to go into detail. As a reformed people pleaser, I have learned that less is best when avoiding confrontation. Stand now or risk becoming a doormat. Good luck. Do not give in. Make it simple and clear. I was upfront about my availability before starting and it was agreed to. I cannot accommodate your request due to my own obligations. You say request as a power statement. It puts you in the driver's seat and makes it harder for the other party to argue. If your job is threatened, smile and say, "I have plenty of value to add to your team, but only in the hours that I am available." At this point you'll have some respect. That isn't guaranteed to keep your job or to stop them from trying to pressure you. though you'll be less likely to have your time boundaries challenged going forward. Oops. You scheduled me for a day I told you in my interview that I absolutely cannot work. Then, under no circumstance, do you show up. That was your mistake. Speak with the person who made the schedule and let them know that you're not available such and such day and time, and not to schedule in on the days not agreed because during your interview there was a mutual agreement, but now that agreement is being broken without any prior conversation. The word no is a complete sentence and does not require an explanation. Not your problem. They hired you with your necessary schedule being okay. Classic bait and switch. They expect you not to push back. Push back firmly and politely. Hi there. I saw that you scheduled me for Saturday from XX time. Perhaps this was a mistake or misunderstanding, but Saturday is not in my availability. I do not have childcare on Saturdays and will not be able to work that day. If you would like to reschedule me for another day within my availability, I'd be happy to work it. List availability here. Don't let them make you get it covered. You don't have to say anything other to, "This is outside of the available hours we agreed to." You don't have to tell them why you need a specific time off. They agreed to it and ask them to honor their word. Do not give in. You gave them your specific availability. I read that you have a toddler, but it shouldn't matter the reason. You gave your availability. Period. If you give in, they're just going to keep taking advantage of you from that point onwards. I'd bet you'll be scheduled on more of the days you said you couldn't work. Say they know one way or another. You'll work the shift, because you did it last time. And the more you do it, well, do you see a pattern here? If they can't schedule around your availability, then I suggest you start looking for a new job. You might want to do that anyways if you heard from one of your coworkers that management schedules this way all the time. Seems like some red flags to me. During my interview when you hired me, I told you the days and times I was available. You have scheduled me on X day and X times. So you clearly have made a mistake, since I already told you the days and times I was available. I noticed you scheduled me for Saturday. As I made clear in my interview, I am not available to work on Saturdays. That's it. Any questions as to why? As I clearly stated in my interview, I am not available on Saturdays. If they tell you that you have to work it or find someone to come in, scheduling is not part of my job. If you want to offer me a promotion, we can discuss those duties and compensation. Just not on Saturday because I will not be here. Hey, name. I noticed you scheduled me to work on day. As we discussed in my interview, I am unable to work on these days. Thanks. Name. No explanations. No apologies. No, oh I get it. Quote. Set the boundary now. I know it's hard, but if you don't they will run you over. That's when I have a mandatory meeting with my probation officer. I guess it's my own fault for killing my former manager for scheduling me on a Saturday.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Iamkatbug is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.